I'm Matthew from Matthew's Lawn Care. This episode is going to be where you get to come work with me all day. So in the morning, I get here about 8 o'clock. I set things up. We have about 4 cars coming in, all the employees at 8:30. So I have a little bit of time to undo the trailer hitch and get everything ready. But for more videos like these, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my website if you want to hire us. We're in the Humboldt County area. We have a crew of 5, so we get a lot done. Now, let's get to the video. All right, so what we do every morning, get things ready, and that means unlock the trucks, get the trailers ready. I always have trailer latches on here, or trailer hitches, or locks that lock the trailer so nobody can come steal them. Unlock the compartments in the trucks, and sometimes stage some equipment. By that time, the crew comes at 8:30, and then we get all the mowers and the weed whackers and the chainsaws and the hedgers. And I get out the list of things that we need, either on my phone or physical, and then we delegate which team is going to go where. I'm like, okay, you two will go to these addresses, we will go here, and the third crew will go elsewhere. So there's a little bit of team huddle, rendezvous, and then separate. So you'll see that right now. They're about to show up. Hey, I'm filming a day in the life type of video for YouTube for my landscaping business. Just filming me all day and sharing all the things that we do throughout the days. But I'm curious if the day in the life is the right terminology, or is there something better for YouTube that just like iterates like in real life stream, or not streaming, or videoing yourself all day. What type of verbiage should we call that on YouTube? Man, it's early. I'm still trying to figure out words. Day in life is solid and widely recognized, but if you're looking for raw, real, stronger alternatives would be come work with me behind the blades. What it's really like to run a landscape business. Ride along, landscape life, all in a day's work. Which one sticks out to you?
I like to sometimes mix the two up. I like the ride along, but a day with a professional landscaper, and then for like a title, like come work with me, or a day running my landscape business, something like that.
Honestly, like any of that would be. Here, I'll just send you the screenshot, and then you can. All right, let's get you out of here. Yeah, you're not early at all. Let's get you going. I'll text you the list. Go to Pearson's. Lumberyard.
Back here?
Yes. No address.
No address?
You know where we're going. Fence. He's late. That's how we're starting off. 10 minutes behind. Off the go. So, let's see. Cool. Dre here, it's number 2. Cool. Now I'm texting other homie who just left the list of things to get at the store. And then we're probably about to start setting up the trailer. We got most of the equipment loaded up. We're about to send the crews out, loaded up lawnmowers, the weed whackers, and now we're heading to the jobs. We're gonna get some rental equipment. What's it? Framing nail gun to put up fence boards. They rent them here. How's it going? I got this one. Framing nail gun. This thing is sick. Best one there is too. Super old, but works the best. All right, we made it to the job site. We're getting all the things out of the trailers that we loaded up. We first staged all the equipment. I like to get everything where we're working staged out. So right now we're doing a fence. So I want to get all the equipment, all the tools, the air compressor, the air gun. These are the sawhorses, all the wood, where we're about to work, and then we can start working. But it's nice to have a clean setup area first. So that's what we're up to right now. These things create a table. So put them out like that, put wood, then you have yourself a nice table. So the posts are in, they're set in concrete. Concrete is now stiff. It's almost been 24 hours since they've been put in. So we always set the posts in concrete and then the next day come back and build the fence so that the concrete has enough time to cure and become hard and firm. And then we always dig a trench along the fence so that we can put our starter piece in on the bottom. That creates somewhere where we can set the fence boards on. We use pressure treated wood on the bottom so that the water doesn't rot it away. So that's something that we always do. I think it makes the fence last a lot longer. If you notice here, when you have wood boards on the ground, over time, the water's gonna get in the wood and it actually travels up and can rot the wood all the way up because the water can travel. We always put a piece of wood on the bottom here that then you put the fence boards on here, so the fence boards are resting on here and not the dirt. We use 2x6, this is 2x12. Or I mean 2x4, but you get the drill. This guy here. No, but I think it'll just be, we'll have to be a little gingery. You'll take our time with it because of the house. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We just want it down, yeah. Definitely, I don't think that's too tall. No, I'll take some photos and I'll talk to the crew and come up with a price. Do you have a timeline on it or just somewhat soon? Okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah.
40 feet. Like,
I would say, yeah, right about there. Yeah.
got that one. There's 2 blips on there.
Yeah.
We've
No.
already took, that one was totally dying. We took it off because it was gone.
Yeah, it looks like you've cut it and then now it's just shot everywhere, huh?
That's exactly.
Yeah, all right, to the ground. For sure, yeah, I think that, I mean, new posts here would probably be necessary. But yeah, new posts and then new gate.
Some of these things are here just because when we first got our dog, my dog wanted to dig out. So we put a whole bunch of stuff down
Yeah,
there
no, it stopped them
to
probably.
save him from digging out. So
Right.
obviously the big cinder block stuff has to go. But there's
Yeah,
actually
someone put a little slab in there, could have been a landing for the old gate. But yeah, I can take measurements and photos, and you want 2 different estimates, but I'll itemize them for you. So you have the
Put 'em on
tree,
the
and then
same
I'll
one.
put them on the same, but
Yeah,
at least
they're
separate.
one.
New gate, and they want a tree gone. 2 estimates that I will compile up later, and then send it to his email. And then if he approves it, we'll put him on the schedule. All right, we just finished up the fence. Check it out. Got our 2x6 plate on the bottom, 6 foot tall fence. Got screws in the crossbars, nails in the fence. And then we're filling in a little gap here so that this mound here came from kind of digging this trench out, putting in the posts, and then we'll fill in this little gap here. The dirt will come up, and then no dirt will be touching the fence boards. Only be touching the pressure treated wood down there, which is totally fine. It won't be pulling up moisture. So fences like this will last 20 to 40 years, depending on how well you take care of them and if you store things right on them or if you leave it open, depending on the sun and the shade. But yeah, love doing fences, so on to the next. We're in the Redwoods and we're doing some clearing. This is a property we've spent the last few weeks at on and off, clearing out different portions of the property. We're on a few acres here and it's beautiful. You can see there's giant redwood trees that are over 1,000 years old right behind us. So cool. That stump around there would take about 20 people plus holding hands to get all the way around. There's history of old growth here, which is cool. Might even be in the air. Old growth dust, because kind of gets me sometimes. Doing a little clearing over here. So one of the guys is hauling away some of the brush that we just cleared down. This was a whole bunch of, I don't even know what plants, all different types, ferns, bushes, cotoneasters, ferns. Damn, it's gnarly. Yeah. Okay, we finished the fence at the other property. Now we're in Fieldbrook doing some clearing at this house. We've spent the last few weeks at on and off doing some brush clearing. There was a whole bunch of ferns, blackberries, cotoneasters, all different bushes within the midst of these redwoods. Some ancient old growth redwoods over there. Pretty cool spot to work at. This stump down here, look at this. Straight ancient. That is guaranteed when it was alive, for sure over 2,000 years ago. That thing was started off from a little tiny plant. This is a redwood tree. Now it's a stump that's hosting a whole bunch of huckleberries. Look right here. This is a huckleberry plant. That's a red huckleberry. Isn't that cool? These are totally edible. Look at that. Totally edible. Huckleberries come in red or a little sour, but totally edible. Come in red or black. These ones I believe are the red ones, which are a little bit more rare, so even extra special. And ferns love to be around redwoods, so we trim them, and after some months, this thing will be vibrant and big again. This is called a sword fern because up close it has like little serrated edges on it and can cut you like a sword. So yeah, I love working around redwoods. This is an ancient piece of history in tree form. Even though it's no longer living, there's other things that have used its biodegradable or biodegraded stumpness to grow. So pretty cool. This place, getting ready for a wedding sometime next year. So there's different little pockets of the property that we're clearing out. So we finished the fence earlier. We have a crew right now doing a couple lawns in Arcata that we're finishing off for the week. We do about 30 to 40 lawns a week. So usually those are done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but sometimes if they take a little longer or we got other projects, we polish off the lawns by Friday. So we're delegating. We're in 2 or 3 places at once today, and this is our final destination before we head off and end work by 5. But remember again, this is Matthew from Matthew's Lawn Care. Subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. There's a whole bunch of stuff we do all the time. Property maintenance, lawn maintenance, fencing, retaining walls, landscaping. We stay busy. We love it. If you've been tuning into our videos, you might have watched us build a bridge, which is right here in the midst of the redwood trees. We got a 30-foot long bridge. We used true 2x12 redwood boards from Pearson's Lumber. Super cool to build a bridge. It was super fun. We replaced and repaired and restored some of the joists. We had to get under there and prop up some of the piping. There's wells in the property that I think are corralling water under the bridge, so it wasn't just putting up The boards on top, we had a little finessing underneath. So there's things under there. You won't see them, but there's things. This was a fun project. I'm glad you got to see it. We'll tag the video somewhere on the video that if you didn't see it, now you can see it.